Yo, what is up guys? DukeOfDC here. Welcome to another video. We are on the 2017 BMW S1000RR. After a week on a 2015 S1000RR, this is going to be a very interesting video, a very interesting comparison to that bike. Okay, so new for 2017, some upgraded features, and to the aero package, to the aesthetics. But other than that, a little bit more power because of the Euro 4, so new exhaust, and that's about it. Lean angle ABS as standard. Some lean angle technologies in there for stability, or traction control rather. But I'm not, am I thinking out, is that everything? Oh yeah. This one's extremely young. We're talking like 30 miles on it or something. Who knows? Very low. So it's got the 9,000 RPM limiter to it, which demonstrate. That's the 9,000 RPM limiter. So I actually can't do anything bad to this bike, even if I wanted to. I just came off the S1000R, and obviously this is a whole different beast. It's much less comfortable, and I am feeling it immediately. In the knees specifically are pinned up. My lower back, not so much though. My neck is fine, and my wrists are fine. It's really just your knees. You have to adjust to the fact that your feet are going into a much higher position. Your knees are bending much more, and that's creating a little bit more tension depending on what pants you wear. I'm wearing pants that are either clearly too tight or have just too much knee protection in them, that are causing the back of the fabric to crumple up inside my fat little knee cup. I don't know. I don't know how to do any of this stuff on the fly. I'm not smart enough for the S1000RR. So something I should talk about first and foremost are the ergos here. Everything feels almost identical to the 2015. I don't think they've changed anything in the geometry of the bike in terms of where your feet go. The seat is the same, the handlebar position. I'm not sure if they've changed the steering rake or not, but it feels identical to what I was just on. That being said, a couple other things that people are going to want to know about are the vibrations and the heat. Now, I can't speak to either just yet because I just got on it. I am feeling some vibes, but I'm right around that 4,000 RPM kind of sweet spot for vibration. As for heat, again, just started. The bike is sitting at 183, but we're moving. So by the end of this ride, maybe with a little bit of stop and go, I can get her up to, you know, whatever hottest or hotter setting she would run at, and see if it is just as bad or worse than the 2015s, which are ridiculously piping lava hot all around. Pretty intense amount of heat. Wow, there's the torque. Right when you start getting it higher in the rev range, it really pulls. And this bike pulls and pulls and pulls forever. It does not stop delivering power until, I don't know, 190 miles per hour. Something that would put me into prison or straight to the grave. So this bike naturally just feels more connected to the road. Turning is a little bit more natural. Confidence inspiring. I can't say that enough when I'm riding one of these. And it's because you're just in the position to go fast. You are down here, you're tucked. You have a lot of control over the front end. You can feel where the tail is going through the seat, but not in an overly aggressive racy way where your ass is gonna get numb after an hour, but in like a very thought out, engineered, this is what the rear end is doing, but if you wanted to, you could also enjoy this seat on the motorway for a long time. I am determined to find out where my lean angle sensor went. I know this bike has it. It has to. Maybe it's just a little hidden feature they don't want you to know about. Oh, it hits that limiter quickly in second gear. My God. This particular model does have the dynamic dampening controlled suspension that is adjusting on the fly in race mode here. The bike also has slick end user mode unlocked, I will take a look at user mode in a bit to see, or try and get into the settings and find out if that's why I'm not able to see the lean angle. Quick shifter is buttery smooth, auto blipper, all the way from 6th down to 1st, just no hesitation, no clunkiness. I will say on the quick shifter here, you do need to be on the gas a bit to get it to just really spark up and work really well. Plenty of power, plenty of everything, for Christ's sake. This is like one of the monster bikes, right? Now, it's an interesting year for super sport bikes because you got things like the Honda SP1 coming out with electronic Olin suspension and all these electronic doodads that are trying to compete with what is an aging S1000RR. I was watching the, I think, MCN Super Sport Shootout video the other day, and the most interesting thing about that is that they said that this bike is starting to get a little bit old. And if you really think about it, it's essentially the same bike 7 years running now. Now, obviously, they've done a few different revamps, the 2015 revamp being the biggest one thus far, but I think that something big is coming. I think it has to be coming. When you're talking about the R1M, the Honda SP1, even Kawasaki's ZX-10R has some pretty cool features. Of course, the Aprilia RSV4RF is just killing the game. You got all these companies that are coming after BMW now, whereas this was the bike that started the whole technological warfare within super sport bikes. I mean, this was the one in 2009. This bike was leaps and bounds ahead of its time, and you could argue that without it doing what it did, without this being kind of the godfather of modern day super sport bikes, the other companies would not have had anything to build against. And that kind of R&D, that kind of, I don't know, collaborative competition, and that might not be the right sentence, but you understand what I'm trying to say. This bike did a lot for the community, and riding it every time, you feel that. You feel that passion, you feel that engineering prowess that comes out every time you twist the throttle or turn in and feel some of those electronic nannies saving your ass. Saving your ass. Horses. So on the S1000R review, I brought up the point of owners of a 2015, should they upgrade? I'm going to go through the same thing here. If you own a 2015 S1000RR and you're thinking, would this be worth an upgrade to the 2017? The answer again is no. This bike is not different enough. It doesn't feel different enough from a power perspective. It doesn't sound different enough. It doesn't look different enough. It doesn't have enough electronics to make it worth upgrading. Now, if you have a 2012, 2010, all the way to 2014 before the 2015 redesign, then yes, this would be a fantastic bike. You're talking about the DDC. You're talking about a lot of lean angle safety technology that are in these now. Cruise control. You have some more creature comforts and whatnot. Of course, the new styling, the new color schemes, even the new Motorsports color scheme, which I don't know if I'm as huge a fan of the newer one as I am the 2015 Motorsport color scheme. I do think Vic Maximus's S1000RR is one of the prettiest bikes I've ever ridden with all of that carbon fiber, but his bike is kind of a one-off in that sense, where he's put a lot of effort and money into it to make it look that way. But just right off the line, the S1000RR has always been a beautiful bike. There's no one that I think could argue with that, except for people who don't like the front end and that kind of, what is it, the unsymmetrical headlights and the kind of duckbill on the front there, but it doesn't bother me. I actually think it looks pretty cool. I'm a fanboy. Okay, we have to be somewhat swift here because we're parked on the wrong side of the road in the middle of nowhere. Look at this little creek. Clearly this is not a Nat Geo documentary. Yours truly. It punishes, man. So incredibly stable. spot from before. No issues. It's funny, again, I find myself at a loss for words. When bikes start approaching this level of perfection, coming up with constructive criticism or even comments about them in any format gets much more difficult. This goes back into the, you know, inline fours from BMW not having any character discussion, where the lack of character is because they're so damn perfect. Yes, they get hot. Yes, this bike vibrates around 4,000 RPM. It doesn't have the greatest fuel range, even though it has pretty good fuel economy, like MPGs, right? But at the end of the day, when you really start getting after it, none of that stuff matters. You will not think about it. I almost guarantee you that the only thing on your mind will be how impressed you are that you're really tugging along at some ridiculous speed. Oh my God, I'm gonna get hit by a goddamn golf ball. Euro 4 hasn't affected the sound of this RR very much. Still has that same really nice high-pitched inline 4 exhaust note and that crackle when you come off decel. Honestly, the S1000RR has one incredible thing going for it, and it is almost unquestionably the most comfortable super sport bike on the market. You know, I have been talking about an R1M in my future. Surprise. I know I haven't said that on the channel, but I have been talking about it. And the R1M would be everything but this bike. I mean, it's got the cross-plane crank. It sounds unbelievable. It has ridiculous technology as well. But that's a true and honest race bike. That is, you know, no holds bar. I'm not going to enjoy it on long rides. I already know that. Whereas on this, how can you not enjoy it? It's just that good. Stretch. I'm going to stretch my legs. All right, let's talk about the heat real quick. So the bike is chilling at 194. We're like going 25 miles an hour, so it's not getting a whole lot of air cooling at the moment. I'm wearing Kevlar jeans, and the heat's not bothering me at all. It's there though. It's present, if that makes sense. It's definitely not a cool bike, but it's not bugging me. In traffic is where that really becomes an issue, not when you're actually moving. When you're moving, the air gets away from the chassis decently, I'd say. Driving right into a storm. You see that? Oh, that looks ominous. Oh my God. I should get back to Batley. I need to get back where I'm gonna drop the bike off. It looks like the heavens are getting ready to open up on me. Oh, guys, the bike is amazing. It's so effing good. It's so good. Expensive. I mean, talking about like top dollar bikes here. 20 grand or something close, if not at or above that by a little bit. But it has everything. It has everything your heart could desire. I do think it's aging a little bit in comparison to some of the new stuff out there, but I haven't been on that stuff, so I really can't make a comparative judgment call here. I just think that this is an absolutely insane bike. And if the other bikes are better than this, then yeah, that's just absurd. Because this just feels so good. brakes are good. The brakes will check you. They'll wreck you. Alright guys, we're heading back to Batley. The heavens are about to rain down upon me. I hope you enjoyed this review and sort of comparison to the 2017 S1000RR. If you did, please hit that like button. It helps me out, lets me know I'm doing something right. If you're just here for my first rides, then I hope you hit that subscribe button and you join us for the other moto vlogs and first rides to come, because there will be plentiful videos this spring, summer, and beyond. I am back in the zone. I mean, genuinely, like, I think 8 videos in the last 9 days. That's awesome. That's super awesome for me. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Peace! Oh, are we still recording? We are. Thank God. Ugh. Ugh.